इसमें नहीं है, इसमें नहीं है, इसको ये करना पड़ेगा। ओके, तो नोटबुक को निकाल देते हैं, इसको सेल फोन को निकाल दीजिए ना।
हो गया सर, हो गया।
फिर भी good morning everybody. First, at my outset, I must thank the organizer and Professor Saroz, who has brought me here to speak in front of you and share some of the understanding and knowledges that I have acquired during my professional career in DRDO. So I must thank Center of AI and Robotics to give me this opportunity to speak before you. The topic of my talk is transfer learning and achieving super intelligence. Therefore, the exclusive audience who are here will transform to a super artificially intelligent person at the end of the talk. That is why what I profess, it may not be. Okay? And this is a book which is being taught in many parts of the world, co-authored by Sarju Mahanti, head of the department, North Texas University. This book I wrote somewhere in 2014 of how do you interface your brain without in situ to a computer to perform many tasks. And it went for its review to US, and he then became a co-author of this book also by putting 2 other chapters. And another book which I wrote very fast is Geographical Information Science. In fact, it is system first, then science. So the science of geography and geospatial, which is in space and time, manifest in space and time, is one of the very key book. And I took most of the things from these 2 books to give you my perspective. My name is Narayan Panigrahi. I work in Center of Artificial Intelligence Robotics, a DRDO lab in Bangalore. And this lab is dedicated for doing AI research and inserting into many of our weapon systems. As you know, the doctrine of warfare is constantly under revolution and evolution. Earlier, it was a revolution in armed forces leading to precision warfare, precision weapon. Thereafter, it is networked warfare. And after that, right now, it is autonomous warfare. Warfare, which is purely autonomous. So, human is in the loop, but human is not completely out of the loop. The war is being fought. Okay? And we put AI into many other systems. The flow of my talk is, I'll go pedagogically with some definitions of AI from different schools of thought. Then we have a small review of genesis and evolution of AI, as you must have been known. And thereafter, we'll have some techniques of machine learning, then machine learning through ANN, and some different applications of AI and ML. In societal applications, thereafter we'll go what is transfer learning, how do you go evolve super intelligence through transfer learning and reinforcement learning, which is right now the thing, and some defense use cases and how AI is being used in current day warfare, in where and how. If you have an AI edge, you are better placed. Know your enemy before, know its intent, you can win a war much better manner. You are safe. So artificial intelligence, if I say a branch of computing, attempting to build machines and systems capable of intelligent behavior. What is intelligent is in question. A computing machine which is having intelligent behavior, that branch is algorithm that enables model targeted at thinking, perception and action. Very clear last bottom line. Algorithm that enabled for constraint exposed by representation that supports models targeted at thinking, perception and action. If you say model, mathematics comes into being. The part of mathematics which enables thinking, perception and action. Perception is sensing. We perceive the whole environment. Then we think and targeted action. That is AI. Another school of thought, probably in MIT, is a discipline to impart ability into a machine to learn rather than program explicitly. Please don't take Odia. Okay. कौन है अरे कृत्रिम ज्ञान जो थिरे प्रोग्राम करिया पड़िबनी. Please don't take otherwise प्रोग्राम करिया पड़िबो. जदि एबे स्टूडेंट थिबे कहबा अरे आपन जो डेफिनेशन कहले से प्रोग्रामिंग करिया पड़िबनी. No, it involves a lot of programming also. Even if in a scripting language आपन को प्रोग्राम करिया पड़िबो. आपन को मशीन को टीच करिया कहले all possible data, all possible event and all possible behavior. हमर behavior गोटे लोकर जदि गोटे लोकर पूरा behavior model करियर अछि लाइफ टाइम बहुत डिफिकल्ट. सेटा मशीन रे पकेया पड़िबो. सो आज तुम जदि प्रोग्राम करबनी लिस्प रे, प्रोलॉग रे, जावा रे, C++ रे, out of question. But the definition says discipline to impart ability into a machine to learn rather than program explicitly, because program रे बहुत constant थाए. तारा logic टा if then else, for, switch, case, do while do भितरे रही जाए. किंतु हमर बिहेवियर टा ये जो लैंग्वेज कंस्ट्रक्ट टू बेसी थाए. लैंग्वेज programmatically languages are not sufficient enough to model our behavior. So for a machine ताले हम गोटे जेनेरिक मशीन करि परिबानी जोटा को प्रोग्राम करके सब बिहेवियर सब एक्शन कर दे पारिबो. Therefore machine learning is not equivalent to AI. I have told machine learning is not equivalent to AI. Therefore how it generated, like small workshop. Madam is from electronics, sir is from computer science, who is from mathematics? Mathematics, sir is from remote sensing, Patel sir. Then medical sciences, electrical sciences. It's a very deadly combination, you know. Kainki, in 1950 re, summer school in Dartmouth College gathered psychologists, mathematicians, computing science put together. Tange summer tangu tik bhalo lage. Gote workshop kale. से वर्कशॉप रे डेंजरसली हमारा जो जॉन मैकार्थी कहले इंटेलिजेंस बिकम आर्टिफिशियल इन फ्यूचर. सो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस he coined the term artificial intelligence 1950 in a summer school. So सेते लगे summer school with heterogeneous people is very dangerous. Okay, and you put that word that become all AI. छोटा सातटा ब्रांच हे गलानी बे कंप्यूटर साइंस रो. AI with ML, AI with IoT, pure computer science. 8टा ब्रांच रे से गोटे वर्ड कहले सेटा पूरा समस्त एबे फेरेट करछंती. सेते लगी हम इमती गोटे वर्ड करिवानी जे जो माने फ्यूचर जनरेशन जार जन्म हिन तार जन्मपत्री लिखि देबा. हां, सो thereafter in 1959 Arthur Samuel told to achieve artificial intelligence हमें मशीन को जेमती मनुष्य को हमें ट्रेन करूचे मशीन को ट्रेन करिवार. सो केम मशीन लर्निंग. It is machine training. Machine learning asla. So now AI ML Machine learning is subservient to AI. Is a means to achieve one of the AI. AI can be achieved in many other ways, but by far now, ML and variants of ML are the best way to achieve AI into a machine. Why not for a human? It can become tomorrow human also. 60 to 70 winter, summer रे तांके कथार्ता आइथिले तापरे किछि हलाने समस्त कहले आमे जदि पेपर लेखिबो कहले अरे काउटे खाली एकेडमिक एक्सरसाइज करछि एटा किछि रियलिटी हबन. There is no real application, real life application of till 70. 80 onwards, they thought mycin came into being. They tried to replace a doctor because काकु जदि किछि रोगाक्रांत हबो से डाक्टर पाखु गले डाक्टर ताकु कहबे आगे जदि जड़े रोगी जीव ताको डाक्टर कहले तार ये कहले कि तुमको कैंसर है पॉसिबिलिटी दैट रियल कैंसर है कैंसर है नहीं किंतु ताको कैंसर है कहले से लोकटा अधा मर जीव his immunity system goes down. It is a very ferocious thing. So 4 possibilities comes. He has been come with cancer and doctor diagnosed cancer true positive. And he has come with cancer and he has been diagnosed not as cancer, true negative. And he has come with no cancer and told no cancer, false and false negative. So 4 possibility even with the best doctor was there. सेथिलागी समस्ते को कहले ना आमे गोटे डॉक्टर गोटे ये बाहर करबा आमे ताकर डॉक्टरकर गोटे पैरेलल बाहर करे सो माइसिन गोटे बाहर करले व्हिच वाज गिविंग डिसीजन. नाउ दैट डे माइसिन with Dr. Watson, who is the founder of IBM Research Center in New York, he made that 2,000 doctors, 5,000 doctors, experts giving opinion on a patient. You know, Dr. Watson, you must be knowing, you must have heard about Dr. Watson for cancer detection. Is true positive is also 9.99999 kind of thing. If it says yes, it is yes. If you say no, no. So they tried to find all possible feature of a different section of society of patients, and that features being inbuilt and taught to the machine to make Dr. Watson. Then came with so many other, it was been taught with Lisp and Prolog. If all of you must be knowing, Prolog was programming language, Lisp is list processing. कार कोडर CADDR से हमको AI पढ़ाया था in 1991. Now it is Python, Java, C++, and other scripting languages comes. But earlier it was, we were trying to achieve it through programming languages. Then come now 1990 onwards, it's the buzzword, what is AI. Now once it catches the imagination of people, academia, students and professional, it takes wing and it expands. Now AI is in its full glory, applied everywhere. Okay. So intelligent search engine, आज Google रे just करिबो geographic information, immediately it will tell in my Google, it will say Panigrahi, from there everything. If you type half, natural language will make your question complete, NLP. So whether like or dislike, we all are good user of AI. Smartphone, full AI. So we are being good user of AI and we are being exploited by AI also. So whether you like or dislike, we all are now serving AI, utilizing AI, and getting utilized by AI. टिके WhatsApp न चलेले हमको भल लागिवनी माने आमे we are almost becoming this a customary relation na. So you are a product. Now a human being is a product for AI to experiment and learn, and it is learning every now and then. We are at least sleeping 8 hours a day, keeping our mind free, sometime relaxing, not learning. Sometime only during exam we are cramming thing, mugging and vomiting in the exam. for getting highest marks. So we say scan and xerox ID nalle mug and vomit debe class pura podi ki debe. Okay, that is also a mug and vomit and scan and ye to get ultimately I should get 10 CGPI or 9 CGPI at least, so that aim is there. Kintu ame exam nothile podibani ketol kotha soi podiba, but AI is learning continuously. All possible events, all possible data, all possible behavior, amo behavior, sabu podikri AI is generating fast continuously. So in some sense, it is now inventing suggestion of turbine maintenance, which not possible by human being, predictive maintenance, medical data diagnostic, cancer detection, Dr. Watson, every best hospitals in India, earlier it started with Bangalore, has deployed a Dr. Watson. They take a sample immediately, doctor will be there, but he takes, that is the best. He says, is carcinogenic, it's carcinogenic. Then customer profiling, face recognition, anomaly detection, it's fully exploited. Now you show your partial face also, Aadhaar mein, who am I, where am I, easily it can be found out. So now that subject has evolved. It is evolved through machine learning, artificial neural network, unsupervised learning. And I say, the moment the baby is born, come to this world, you start learning the environment. It's learning who is mother, what is hunger, start crawling, start undulation. ताको हमें पिला दिन को ऊ कले निया चोलिबने नहीं से माँ के पापा के सब understand कर देबो. That is unsupervised learning starts. Here neural network starts learning things from the day a baby is born, and out of sheer pressure the kid is at 3 years put to a play school. They say all the play school सब parent अढ़ाई वर्ष ही प्ले स्कूल पठाई देबे काहे ना they don't it's very difficult to manage a kid for nowadays. सेठी गले गोटे ब्यूटीफुल मैडम आसीबे से कहबे A for apple आरमला तार supervised learning. Now mom goes, she is the best person madam. So the kid starts learning supervised in a supervised manner. A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. That is supervised learning till he do a PhD. That's why PhD guide is known as supervisor otherwise. So it is under supervised learning, and the supervision starts not only, its supervision starts from your friend, your parent, the teacher who is the best supervisor, girlfriend or boyfriend, everybody try to put something. So some part of your neuron start expanding, decreasing, and everybody by that time has 2 to the power 18 neurons start collaborating each other. Those neurons depend how you were being taught, your network is that sound. If you have a better network, you have a better sixth sense. There's sometimes I have a premonition to do that, means your neural network is highly connected. Scarcely connected, तुम भूली जीवो, तुम भूली जीवो. आज डॉक्टर काली तुम भूल जाई पारो, but my face you may recognize even later on. So now human learning through mechanism of supervised as well as unsupervised mix, ये comes. Then convoluted network, it is a convolve, the convolves. I understand. Senapati sir first time देखली, तापरे ये लेकिन सरोज सन को I could recognize in the airport through his voice. Think of it, how unconnected. He was speaking in cell phone. I was, sir, Saroj sir, did it? Not seeing his face. How? I must have convoluted and correlated, found out. Okay, you go to your thing, even after a long time, you can recognize some people from their voice, when they talk. It is convoluted network who is working. Then comes deep learning. How deeply we learn, we'll come to. Means I am not taking features by mechanism of transforming. So आमे समस्त का feature बाहर करछे, समस्त का feature, facial feature. God is, thanks God, rather than China, India रे समस्त का feature अलग अलग अछि, समस्त का voice अलग अलग अछि. China Japan रे सब जगह एका परी केमती चिंगमिंग को ए करे बहुत असुविधा. So everybody, God has created a single specimen design, created a specimen out of it and broken that model. So none two person in this world are alike. If two are alike, one need not exist. That is God's creation. So we all are different. We have different features. Therefore, even dog can sense that feature and can understand who are you. So also we. So we extract the feature from a human being and recognizes them. It can be voice feature, it can be face feature, it can be the way I speak, the way my shape, size, everything. Even after a long time, I take out that invariant feature in you and recognizes, not iris. Iris and muta has the most invariant features. Like Aadhaar feature feature detect karibe. So feature detection was a key thing for supervised learning. Detection of feature. Now that was being done using computing earlier. Therefore, AI was computing. It was done by PCA, ICA, LDA. Principal component transform, independent component transform, linear discriminant analysis. These three things put together in computing try to find out feature of a human being or from an image or from a data, large data, linear discriminate, isolate and find the feature. Yes, canonical coming. So PCI, ICLD and canonical, very important thing. That time we were doing. Now that told इत्ते काई कष्ट पड़िबो सितरे बहुत पेपर लेखा हला एबे सेंसर देखेबो तासे बाहर करिबो. So man in loop is gone out of the loop. Is deep learning. And that human has its birth and death. Journey of birth is to death. So all that I have learned, all that I BA said with this time bound. After that, the neural network sees, stops, all your learning stops. Isn't it? As a teacher, you are transferring your learning to your students. May not be 100%, but you are doing a good job. You are trying part of your neurons to influence the other. So you are transferring your learning. How do we do that? That's why most of the inventions remain as invention, pressure cooker. Kaina amar jibanra eta janma mrityu madhyare. Tahale ame jaha sikhiche seta hoye jaye. Se ame transfer kari paune. The best doctor is not able to transfer his learning to another doctor. Let it not be sound. So how do you do transfer the learning that has happened by supervised, unsupervised, by so many means? Then the best pilot will transfer all his training to the next generation. Think up, he can be one of the best. And that will evolve. Evolution, बहुत slow progress होची. Transfer learning. Then super artificial intelligence. So I told you will become superly intelligent provided you do transfer your learning, provided you reinforce, and provided you, how do we achieve that? That is my thing of my talk. These are some of the key areas. The areas are evolving. Sir has told there are many areas which is now, tell me area where artificial intelligence is not used. Whether your washing machine, whether your food, everything is using artificial intelligence, whether deep learning, predictive analysis, machine translation. You give, I mean, because you speak in Hindi, it will translate to Mandarin. Translate to Mandarin in, because Doklamre, Chinese Qingming Koibe, they must be talking something to suit our thing, and these Hindi guys, they will not understand, and Tamil seat thibe. Why they are coming? Finally, the year will happen, they will have edge. So now they have got a small machine. Se jaha kaibo, aku Hindi re jana padibo, ye jaha kaibo, to Mandarin re jana padibo. So we have to translate various languages into various other languages. Then machine translation is one of the very difficult subject, yet evolving as a research area. And there are many languages we have. So how do you do that? Human perceive information through various methods. I, infrared to ultraviolet, we can see only that much. Beyond that, we are not. That's why remote sensing is a very important subject. नैनो की मत सुनियो रे नैना ठग लेंगे. This is a Ghana. Why? Because I can see only infrared to ultraviolet. There are so many things other than that which I cannot perceive. Means we are vast part of information we are not able to perceive. And as we perceive, we are not able to understand. Though we receive many part of our information through our eye. But ear can listen to 20 to 20,000 hertz. इसलिए वेद को श्रुति बोला गया है, दृष्टि नहीं बोला गया है. Therefore, what you see through your naked eye is not the same what you see through a microscope, and same thing is different when you see through a remotely sensed image. So remote sensing, and we all are doing remote sensing with our two beautiful pair of eyes, 3D vision, stereoscopic, and remotely sensing. I'm not in situ, isn't it? Great. God's design is very, very great. And that is directly being put to our neural network. ସେଥିଲାଗି ଆମର ସବୁ ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟକୁ ଜ୍ଞାନେନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟ କୁହାଯାଏ. କାହିଁକିନା ଏ ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟ ଯାକ ସବୁ ସମୟରେ ଜ୍ଞାନର ଆହରଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି. Sense, analyze, and memory. All three together. Computer रे हमें separate ଏବେ କରୁଛେ. Data ନେବା, sense କରିବା, ଆଉ neural network को teach କରିବା. So we are trying to have a LL. So we tried the basic element that they thought. I don't think that is a clear definition of a computing element that is neuron, but it's a biologically explainable neuron which has a sequence of synapse, axons, dendrites, and soma. And this is a quasi fluid. Your brain is not a solid thing. Solid is gala. There are something which are semi-solid, there is something which is solid. So mind is known as chala achala, by chala achala. Something very firm, like our behavior also, something we are evolving, something we are constant. And all the work in world that we perform are of two types. One is repetitive jobs, and one is non-repetitive jobs. Repetitive job जानथिबे आपण सकाळ उठिले सबु नित्यकर्म कले ब्रेकफास्ट खाइले क्लास को आसिले ना कोन ए आउथरे कि समय 2 घंटा पर भूख लागिला आउथरे समोसा खाइले. So hunger is a problem. The problem manifests within you. Hunger is a problem which manifests within you, and how much you may try, the solution remain outside. Each time you feel hungry, राम राम भजल हबनी जाकरी बाहर जाकरी गोटे समोसा खाइबार अछि ना कोन लंच खाइबार अछि, and it will quench for again it will repeat. So the problem remains in you and the solution remain outside is a repetitive problem manifests in your body. But 0 to pi by 2 log sin x dx I solved long back. बड़ कष्ट करथिली minus pi by 2 ln2 answer. राति मझिरे उठे दियो, I'll tell the answer. How? The problem is outside, but once I solve, it will remain with me forever. So which part of the brain is keeping that permanency? Which part of the brain is not keeping that permanency repetitive? Made that. But biologically, this is one of the basic elements of the brain. Network together to the power 18 such brains make a neural network in our brain. And that has different compartments. Now, when you are teaching a kid mathematics, 2 2 4, 2 3 6, तार गोटे पार्ट ऑफ तार ब्रेन काम करूची. ताकू जतरा साहित्य पढौछ तार आउ गोटे पार्ट ऑफ द ब्रेन काम करूची. ताकू जतरा गोटे डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन रे पकोछ तार अन्य पार्ट ऑफ द ब्रेन इज गेटिंग आर्म फोर्स एटा को टीच करंती हाउ टू एक्टिवेट डिफरेंट पार्ट ऑफ योर ब्रेन आजिकल सब पिला आबाकस पढ़ुचंती आपण 2 नंबर रो 10टा भी 20टा कहतु when you stop they'll tell you the answer by tell my son 22 plus 202 plus 39 plus 52 plus 79 plus 82 stop he'll tell you exactly answer plus minus 20 numbers I keep telling I should have a mechanism to verify किंतु से मैंने कहा कि तार सेटा माइंड रे प्रोग्राम हे गला सेटा अबाकस हे गला okay so how do you train that part of the brain which will so that teaching is extremely important and that is domain specific so we made a simple neural network and because there is no board otherwise I would have told you this is a simple mathematics also this is a figure of a neural network model is a mathematics y is a multivariate function y is equal to big F inside bracket 1 by 1 minus e to the power minus I is equal to 1 to n double 0 double I xi. Fine. I'm sure all of you must have known the mathematics of neural network through a activation function, through a member function, and through a weighted average. Once again, so the output y depends upon that F, big F, which is inside 1 by 1 minus e to the power minus double I xi. I is equal to 1 to n. That is the mathematics. You model it. So scientists model neural network. And that to be done for 218. Therefore, the normal neural network, the best neural network is like a choto baby. सुधा हम डरिया दरकार ना छोट बेबी एबे सेते कति कर परिबनी हमर जो सृजन क्षमता अछि हम जे ताकू एक्टिवेट करबा हमें thousands such neural network we can realize now this can be thought of like that something connected something not connected I just try to graphically put it टिके बड़ टिके छोटो टिके बड़ टिके छोटो करछि काहे ना आपण जदी वेरी गुड इन मैथमेटिक्स यू तो आपण को साहित्य रे 59 मैडम मार्क देले नि मते कौन करबी बड्ड तो कर 59 मार्क देले ना 58 मार्क देले उड़िया रे बोले एते अछि मैथमेटिक्स मूवी कर देला ओके एतरो मु भलो क्रिकेट खेलली बट मे नॉट बी गुड एट आर्टिकुलेटिंग थिंग्स सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन हाउ यू आर गुड एट मैथ्स गुड एट फिजिक्स okay at interpersonal skills okay in management very poor in poetry in psychology extremely poor depending upon that and some are connected some are not connected if everything is connected to everything I can compose things like Shankaracharya think of it he was writing at the age of 15 16 the masterpieces of the world to as even now the generation to come ahead that kind of how their mind was so deeply connected they can think visualize perceive and act and that is what is artificial intelligence right now trying to acquire what all possible behavior all possible events all possible data and how to collaborate together to put it into a neural network that I put it through a Delaunay triangulation a French mathematician wrote Delaunay he wrote a triangulated network so one color can be one domain one can be physics one can be mathematics one can be biology one can be sports that's I try to just a brain okay I mean it is a minuscule I mean I per se don't feel that we can anywhere near to modeling human brain but right now active research is going on to make a true human brain they've made slice of the brain to actually make a human brain for example now why you all are here there are so many people some left some are here why it can be of two things it is because you love Odia it is because you want to really genuinely understand the subject it is sometime compulsory sir achandi mu no asbir kono asubida habo present पकेया पे आर्मी रे किसी ने बॉस अगर बोला तो सब कुछ बैठना है. So somebody is genuinely motivated to learn the subject. Somebody is intrinsically motivated to learn the subject. Motivation is also two types. Intrinsically motivated, somebody आपको देखिए आपको खुशी करेगा motivated. Somebody is not motivated also thing. Motivation is a state of brain. You liked it, you got motivated. Further, you intrinsically motivated. I will pursue this research because I want to crack something. You are intrinsically motivated. And you are motivated because you are rewarded. So, how do you do that? That is a part of the brain. How do you simulate that? And sometimes the brain goes for depression also. Completely cut off. Sabu pate podle. How do you simulate those state of the brain? So, domain specific learning is one of the key things. So, a neural network, if you taught for understanding or discriminating between human, may not work for animal. Discriminating between satellite images may not work for photographs. Discriminating between natural classes may not work for synthetic classes. So, every neural network has some constraint, some limitations. Therefore, they are domain specific. Now, through supervised, we are only teaching through supervised. Then they realize, हमें मदर टंग को छाड़ दी एबे धरले कहले ना ना सुपरवाइज करले जे सब सुपरवाइज अनसुपरवाइज भी रखिया कथा. सो अनसुपरवाइज भी रखले ना ना अनसुपरवाइज रखले सुपरवाइज रखले बहुत असुविधा होची हमु टू डिटेक्ट द फीचर. And the feature has to be in such a manner that it should represent all session of the specimen and has to be invariant in time, space. So we need to find out a feature of class of objects which are linearly invariant in scale, space and time. Then, so David Lowe of America has come, one of the best patent is Lowe's shift scale invariant feature transform. You can no doubt. Shift, many paper there bahar thila. Shift scale invariant feature transform. Very good for detection of objects from satellite images, classify natural classes in satellite images, do many other things in scale, space and time. Then they try to optimize it. ताकू से मैंने कौन कले स्लॉट कले सर्फ कले तापर सबु होला मु तो गोट थोर देखले सेनापति बाबू एठी अछि जान देबी आ केबे भी जान देबी. सो ताके योलो कर देले कण यू लुक ओनली वंस गोट थोर देखिबो चिनि देबो ही सी you look only once. So transform vision transform models had come. Now YOLO 12, 13 has come. What it basically does, YOLO does that part of the feature which you give even partial feature, it can detect saying, yeah, fantastic it is. Okay, so neural network जो mathematics में जो कह देबी नहीं ठीक अछि मु आई विल मैनेज इट आई विल अडॉप्ट मो न्यूरल नेटवर्क मु अडॉप्ट कर देबी. Am I correct? न्यूरल नेटवर्क रे एटा मॉडल ना ना भूल लेकली मु हैं मते 20 वर्ष तले पढ़ाइतला कि 30 वर्ष तले पढ़ाइतला. This is what function? Huh? Huh? Activation function. Oh, it sigmoid function. So weighted average of the neurons attenuated and through activation function give the result y. And if I write y is equal to multivariate function through an algorithm gives y. Single variate function. Mapping input to output is basically mapping. One-to-one mapping is legal. Even in human relation, one-to-one mapping is correct. not one to many, many to one. Society also rejects. So one to one and many to one constant functions are functions. All other are not functions. They are relations. Algorithm comes with 5: definiteness, finiteness, input, processing, and output. Is an algorithm taking multi-variable function. Now this has, it can take to decision yes or no. It can take multiple decisions. So this is evolving in this direction. Mathematical modeling of an ANN, artificial neural network. If that is there, you will not able to see this. Okay. So we will talk now various ANN depends on how many N, how many layers, how many X feature dimension of the feature. आमे गोटे जोड़े male, female, educated, uneducated. We are very good in classifying binary classes, even NRA classes into 3, 4. आम सोसाइटी रे वर्ण ये करके क्लासिफाई करछे नेचुरल क्लास आम ह्यूमन इज गुड बट n dimension n is 118 we gone mad but this can do it n is equal to 100 108 shift is 108 YOLO is more than that so it can expand through I it can expand through WI it can expand it through this function it can be HX E can be HX hyperbolic function it can be. Therefore, various ANN suitable for various classifications came into existence and various books are written, various papers are written. Now, we convolve. When I see this, I convolve. I put one kind of function, convolution. So, convoluted neural network came. Then came CNN. Pura feature ko, agote function re I convolved with another function, then came a smaller thing, then convolved, then came to one number, and that number is X, and I'm good at understanding features in satellite images. Now, this is all again supervised. Now, I mix supervised with unsupervised. I took the human who is extracting the feature out of the loop, become deep learning. Now, the deep learning, ମୁଁ ଏ ସବୁ ଯାକ ପଢିଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କେତେ ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ବୋର ଲାଗି ଯାଇଥିବଣି ଶୋଇ ପଡିଥିବେ ଆରେ ମତେ ସେ ସାର୍ ତ ଏଟା ପଢେଇଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଥରେ ମୁଁ କଣ ରିପିଟ କରୁଛି human is very good in generalizing things and something tunneling ସେଟା କହିଲା ବୋର ଲାଗୁଛି କେତେ ଜଣ ଶୋଇ ପଡିବ ପଡିବ କାହିଁକି ନା ମୁଁ ଆଗରୁ ଜାଣି ଦେଇଛି ଆମେ ନ୍ୟୁ ଇନଭେନସନ କଲେ we will be happy and smiling. The kid also smiling because everything for him is new. से फुड भी ताको बहुत बढ़िया लागिवो किंतु हमको सेम फुड 2-3 थर देदबो बोर हे जो व्हाट दिस सेम फुड इज बीइंग सर्व्ड mom is cooking same food you may not like so we take experience means we tunnel through our network weights are जदि एक्सपीरियंस हे जिवे आपण न्यूरल नेटवर्क रे वेट सॉलिड रहि गला माने आउ न्यूरल नेटवर्क रे वेट चेंज होनी डबल आई आउ चेंज होनी तो डब्ल्यू रे वैल्यू सॉलिड गेले मते एटा भल लागुनी एटा भल लागुनी एटा भल लागुची एटा भल लागुची आउ नुआ इन्वेंशन करने कने एक्सपीरियंस रे हम काम चलाइले एक्सपीरियंस स्किल्स इनोवेशन जदि कहले धड़ किना धरले मैथमेटिक्स भी धरिया दरकार नाही and we tunnel it pass it through our brain so come tunneling of the neural network सबु जाको हमें जदि गोटे न्यूरल नेटवर्क भलो इमेज प्रोसेसिंग करि पारुची आ गोटे भलो क्लासिफाई करि पारुची नेचुरल क्लासेस आ गोटे भलो डिटेक्ट करूची कैंसर सेटा को अलग अलग we are not able to put together and not evolving so the constraint came and people thought more and all the time the physicists and mathematicians they evolve and propound new things neural network तारा टीचिंग जाक मते फिजिक्स रो आसी मैथमेटिक्स रो आसी बाकी हमें पैरेट करिकरी कोटेट करके पेपर लिखुचे so we come here to now this class you can see this is classifying in many dimension, regression learning. Sir, known as regression learning. Okay, class A, class B, everything, male, female. Okay, two class classification in any dimension is easy, pretty easy. This, now I detect all the features. You can see the features at the right hand side. So the PCA, ICA, LDA that time came with rigorous computation. If you are doing still, they are MATLAB functions or NumPy functions. Very good NumPy functions. You can do that. And you pass, you rigorously take the specimen, put that thing, find out features, save it into a database, level them, and teach to a finite neural network. That is its constraint. Now, prathama line tare lokota feature detect karikari neural network ko padauchi. Lokota is finding from this 4 wheels, 1 steering hull like this is a car. Like A for apple is finding that and teaching to the neural network, saying a car or a truck or class of classification. Now, direct the sensor is sensing and telling no car, is a car or no car. This is deep learning. So, only you took the human out of the loop and put the sensor, and auto detection of feature from the class is deep learning. Simple difference. Now, that many learning has come. Hubbian learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, deep learning. Now we try to transfer it. How do we transfer? So, teacher do BTech, MTech, PhD, postdoc. That learning he brings and shares with his students, supervises his students. So, he is teaching, and his current teaching and past teaching together he passes on to the next generation. So, he is a pre-trained model. He sometimes adopts, sometimes doesn't adopt. छोड़ो, इतने में मेरा चल जाएगा काम. तो ठीक है. Sometimes they teach the best of the things also. They learn also. It is not their only teaching. They are also learning. Teacher is also learning. And pass on their teaching to the class of students. That pre-trained model teaching to the students is that weights that he has kept, try to make the weights in your brain. It is transferring of learning. That is going on, but we all has finite time in time space. Teacher has this much of time, he retires. The student has this much of time to learn. After that, job, forgot whatever he has studied, because I am doing somewhere, you studied in computing science, finally go into a bank and get married to a somebody else management, both of you doing management. So, sabugala. So, even transport also you don't practice. So, that finite sequence re learning ta amara loss jaye. Now you are teaching this thing to a machine, not to human being. The teacher make a specific pass. Now the multiple domains put together is, so I say big data. How big is the big data is in question? Is a terabyte, petabyte, zettabyte. Similarly, how big the neural network is in question. But fairly, suppose 100 layers. I am teaching 100 by 100 matrix, weight of 100 by 100 weights for a class of 50 class of domain specific can be a deep learning. Okay. Now, this deep learning has a feed forward always. Teacher dekhle tamo bhalo mark milani, tamo outre bhalo parikhe delo. Feedback docha. Ajkali student madhyam the teacher feedback dochandi bhalo ki feedback. So, feedback is extremely important. From output, result asila, result true. After no, this class of student has not studied the subject properly. Let us reinforce their weights, neural weights. Again, like A for apple, ball. Okay. Then comes, sometimes you get experienced, it is tunneling. Mate eta jana achi. Thik achi, aji class shoile bi जना पड़ो कि यूट्यूब देखी परीक्षा देदेवी ओके यू टनल experience tunnel your brain cortex sense then telencephalon says yes I know then break up your brain something is there he says fine I know I can just produce it because it's a non-recurring problem I told is a non-recurring problem remains outside solution remain in you and human tunnels the thing so we quickly train the things now there comes transfer learning. So 5 different teachers teach one student different subjects. Somebody is teaching neural network, somebody is teaching only network, somebody is teaching operating system, somebody is teaching algorithm data structure. And how kon आजिकल subject पूरा बढ़ी गलानी मु जानिनी माने मु तो पूरा obsolete हो गलानी किंतु बहुत नुआ नुआ जिनस पिला ने आजिकल पढ़िलेनी ए सबु जाक डिफरेंट पीरियड रे गोटे टीचर को पढ़ाउछंती जेमती गोटे टीचर को 10टा मैडम पढ़ाउछंती confused isn't it but his neural network is setting and resetting through multiple sources so can a neural network which is being taught for seismic vibration will understand EEG ECG or weather stock market no they're domain specific now how do we put together is this so you take the 100 weight of weather forecasting 100 weight of image processing 100 weights of maybe the other computing other domain and put together and they convolve सी आज कहीदेव जे काली पंते वर्षा हम आज एपाके ट्रेन ये हम इट कैन नाउ predict things which are interrelated kind of things convolve so multi expertise come to neural network when you put them together example you think of right now the weather forecasting depends upon see there's so many why Odisha is very good in Mrutyunjay Mahapatra आजकल तांकर चेयरमैन अछन तांकर और 2 वर्ष काहे he is a physicist काहे देले ओडिया माने बहुत वर्षा रे माड खाइछंती हमें केतल बोलू केतल वर्षा हला ठिकना नाही केतल वर्षा हला केतल तूफान हला ठिकना नाही हां केतल तूफान बड़ हला सब आमे मु स्कूल जाउतली आसला बेलकू रास्ता समान नाही पहरिया बाध्य दरकार से बही को किमती बहीटा खाताटा किमती तिंतिबनी मु जानिथिली पॉलिथिन रे यूज सेतु किमती जाथिल पत्रे बहीटा पके भीतर कुट रखा हबो वर्षा रे आराम रे आसीबो तिंति आसीबो छता किसी काम नाही ओके ओडिसा ओडिसा रे तांके से जानिथिले एंड वेरी गुड इन वेदर फोरकास्टिंग बिकॉज़ नॉट इट इज बिकॉज़ ऑफ दैट से माने 10टा डिफरेंट प्रेडिक्टर को एनसेंबल कर दैचंती आयरन न्यूरल नेटवर्क भी पकाई दैचंती खाली वर्षा हबो ना नाही 50 वर्ष तलर डाटा को एक्सट्रापोलेट करके 10टा डिफरेंट एक्सपर्ट कहउछन जे ना वर्षा हबो वर्षा हबनी वर्षा हबो वर्षा हबनी वर्षा हबो 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 ना डेफिनेटली हबो not only that they are predicting only वर्षा हबो वर्षा तूफानटा कोठी पड़िबो तार स्पीड एंड वेरासिटी कोन अछि हम ओडिसा रे बहुत बढ़िया अचीव कले ना अदरवाइज हमर ओडिसा रे कोन खाली की आगु तो they were not able to afford 2 square meal per day good that we are now having good food people were dying of super cyclone all things are now contained zero mortality हाँ किए जदि आसीबनी बोली कहले समुद्र पाख जाई देखिबो कहले आन गला so we have put those predictors together to better predict and whole world and India is getting benefited from that and you don't know now weather is a weapon and weather is a weapon गोटे वेदरटा जदि टर्नाडोटा आसला Bangladesh दे if I want to divert it to part of yeah I can do that I can create an artificial tornado also weather can be treated as a weaponization of weather. That is the kind of thing. ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଲେ କୋଭିଡ ହେଲା, that is a weapon. ଆମେ କହୁନେ China had killed many of our people only through a bio weapon. It's a bio weapon. So ଆପଣ ଏଇଟା କାହିଁ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ହେଇପାରନି ବୋଲି, ଆମେ ଖାଲି ପ୍ରତ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ଯଦି ଭାବୁଛୁ ତାହେଲେ ହଉଛି. Okay, so these are all convoluted things. I hope the example is clear. I just put them in a Venn diagram. What is what? Subsetting. Time ଯଦି ବେଶୀ ହେଇଥିବ ବୋଲେ ମୁଁ ଜୋର କହିଦେବି ମୁଁ. Time ଅଛି ନା? So I've subsetted this. I hope it is okay, though it is a representative. So machine learning is a part of AI, where various type of machine learning is part of machine learning, where intelligence, cognition. So now AI is where? Now cognitive capability of human is far super than cognitive capability of brain is far superior than a domain or put together domain neural network. Cognitive capability can be intrinsic. You are motivated, not motivated. If motivated, intrinsically motivated, or non-intrinsically motivated, rewarded motivated, or non-rewarded motivated. Many things are there. You have a flow of state. You have completely stop of state. Brain exhibits many behaviors, many patterns, many capabilities, and your brain is superbly capable. Only you have to realize it. ସେଥିଲାଗି ଶଙ୍କରାଚାର୍ଯ୍ୟ କୋହମ୍ सोहम, मैं कहा मैं कौन हूँ, मैं तो वही हूँ, भगवान के जो means you can achieve infinite through this small capability. We are not exercising that, not training that. Okay, applications of case, different applications are there. Very interesting. A lost human child right now. Earlier गोटे खाली चैनल रे आसला को पिला को झियो को पुओ को हजिगला धड़कना धर दौरान कोठी ले कुंभ मेला रे बहुत होता. कुंभ मेला में बिछड़ गए थे भाई, बाद में हीरो हीरोइन क्या है होता था ना मूवी में. आजकल सारे AI enabled camera they have put. If they have lost somebody, knowingly also lost wife and husband, they will detect. Yeah, he's here and there. They found that. ଛାଡ଼ିକି ମୁଭି ବାହାରିଛି ଜାଣିକି ଏବେ ଧରି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି, ଏବେ ପୋଲିସ ଧରି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ପାର୍ସିଆଲ ବି ନେଇକିରି. ଗୋଟେ ମୁଭି ବି ଅଛି ନା କାଲିଚରଣ हो गया. That is in debate. Okay, that is in debate, but that's pretty interesting applications of AI. Partially also the human being is recognized after some time. Say no, you have the kid. We are genuinely putting them together. Okay, and now come natural language processing. That is a word, is a vector. In your book, the book we are studying, each word is a token, which is a vector. Vector means vector can be added, subtracted, multiplied. Vector algebra comes to similarity of vector, whole vector algebra comes. That is the Mikolov, Russian scientist, came and worked in Microsoft, changed to Meta, WhatsApp. ଆମେ ଟାଇପ୍ କଲେ ତାଙ୍କେ ଜାଣୁଛନ୍ତି ମୁଁ ଏବେ କ'ଣ କରୁଛି, କୋଉଠି ଅଛି, ଆମେରିକା ନୁହଁ. Why I have come here, America no. If they are genuinely tracking me, exactly they have shown us also. This is what state of your, which Lieutenant General has gone where and what tour, they know. Encryption for you, not for them. End-to-end encryption for you. Between you and me, you can decrypt and you are seeing I am between this. For them, it's purely open. ताके भले करी एनालिसिस करछन सर म देखैछथि केतरा उठिलो केतरा ले ब्रश कलो सब जगह ताके जानछथि. And they can manage our armed forces to go. He was supposed to go to this destination. If you Google, they'll put you some other delay and you are gone. Therefore, the best, safest way during war is to switch off all things. You are not supposed to take cell phone and all things. The Pegasus kind of software, they track you everything, your intention, they gauge your intention. Yeah, intention gauging. What you want to do today, they know. Not only where are you, where am I, what am I, What is my intention? At what time? They know. They study. So they have divided into various zones. So Southern Command, Northern Command, charta brigadier observe korthuve. What is your intention? Where am I? What am I doing? Nuclear year, sab korthuve. Okay. So this is what is Mikolov's what to vex. Sorry, sir. Easily. You can masquerade. पक्का एडवर्सरियल मैसेज कर दउछ पूरा सेतला गूगल रे से 10टा फोन को धरि के गूगल हेडक्वार्टर आगे गला 100टा टेलीफोन गोटे जगह रखला ऑन करके गला सेट देखला ट्रैफिक इज हाई से गोटे लोक जाउथो ट्रैफिक देखबो रेड आपण से रास्ता जिवे रास्ता जिवे सेट देखबो ट्रैफिक इज रेड अन्य रास्ता जिवे द armed forces which are supposed to go in optimum time reach to the destination way late over they can win the war okay से करिसंत एक्सपेरिमेंट भी कराइ जेटा एटा नै एटा सब सत्यता अमेरिकन जीपीएस ऊपर केबे भी विश्वास करिबेनी अमेरिकन जीपीएस कैन मैस्कुलेट यू एट एनी टाइम सेते लागि रशिया तार उन जीपीएस कला चाइना तार ये कला एबे इंडिया तार आईआरएनएस इंडिया कोनो दिबो करदलेनी पठेदलेनी precise to see the right now. The only precision that in Operation Sundar is that if I look the object from this side here, this side here, and this side also here, I precisely look at x, y, g and t coordinate, then only I can engage the weapon. Okay. So this is what to back up Mikolov, and that is a game changer. Now each word in your book is a vector that took up. Now it predicts with word grams, it pick up, then say lesson is a vector, book is a vector, your face is a vector, your talk is a vector, and everything can be compared, added, subtracted fantastically. C is a book. Dollar plus currency is equal to US. Tonka plus currency is equal to India. King plus queen is equal to princess or prince. Word plus kala. Bhukamp, bhayanak, aji koti heichi ko date re. All these words can be put together. And that is where we are typing, and the words is fortunately coming. So not only I am losing my skill, he is teaching me, he is learning also. So machine is learning faster pace than human being, and we become a experiment or a object to the experiment by neural network. Then you can cluster. These are lessons in that book. Whatever book I have shown, this is the book. This is a bimodal book. What a chapter there are. These are the chapters with some link to other chapters. And this book, when I expanded one of the things, this comes like that. What to pack. The very highly cited paper. You can see that also. What to pack. Transforming. Udia Vandiri Korikiri. Panigrahi kole bahari wata cited. Then comes the scope of future research. Just have a look at it. This is already done. So language continuity. Ame bow coach, city asle ma, idi asle amma. Is language continuity is there. Amma to mummy. Isn't it? Language continuity is there. Then study of language diversity, intelligent mining and extraction, joint word embedding, multi-source unstructured text mining, what to vec transform. These are the things. Now comes only defense applications. How to kill. Now you think our cyberspace is a network of network. Who is attacking me, or who is interested in me, who is searching my network profile is already there. It is going on. Whether China is subverting our network, they are constantly trying. How do we know which packet comes from where? Trillion of packets are coming to our internet How do we do? Humanly not possible. So the packets origin from where and going where, and there is a dark net inside. Dark net also communicating. Okay, currency is getting transferred. Terrorists are using dark net. You know dark net. So internet, how do you do cyber threats? So cyber traffic profiling using clustering, anomaly detection, phishing detection, counterattack planning, all are. Okay. So cyber security, next step is artificial intelligence helping in predict, prevent and defend attack. आमे तो अटैक करने आमे देखुचे ओके पाकिस्तान एबे एठिक अटैक कला हमर ये वेबसाइट को एटा जदी अछि आमे वीएपीटी करछे वीएपीटी यू ऑल नो vulnerability and penetrability. All the program we are writing is highly vulnerable and penetrable. I can stop your program at any time. The program you write, whether you have used strcpy, strncpy, decide in your strcpy is copy string from one to another. strncpy is n number of. If I use strcpy, I can penetrate to your program. If you are using ncpy, I cannot. There is a Matt Bishop, a professor in MIT, who has written penetrable programming. So how do you ensure that your program is non-vulnerable, non-penetrable? Otherwise, at any time, they can not only stop your program, they can get into your OS and can take your database and can take all the data very nicely. So not only we have to write robust programs, but we have to certify that it is non-vulnerable, non-penetrable. Otherwise, you are thinking, oh, computer is doing very good work. It is doing very good work for others also, and they can stop. So, long back, MIT built a AI based system that can detect 85, now 95, 99% anybody attacks, because vestigial sidewise attacks are also there. Okay. And of course, the robot, suppose you think moon, a robot went, Pragya is like it landed in moon, it's like a baby born. Then it has to come out of the womb, a baby. Then it has to look everywhere. Where am I? Where am I? गोटे गाँव को आसले सीधा कोठी आमे जाई पड़े को छक को जगह कोठी जिबा आमे जानी पड़ने आज्ञा केमि जीवो से लेफ्ट को राइट सेठी कोठी लेफ्ट कोठी राइट सेठी तो को छक नाही हम मून सरफेस रे कोठी तळक पडिबो कोन. So it is like a newborn baby. So it has to first find out where am I. So SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping. It starts mapping the environment. Then it put the next step, whether I go to a gauge or a deep dive. Then it starts from mapping, then explore. Then it was sending also. Okay. So mapping, navigation and exploration is a very key part of any human traits, and that need to be put into a robot which can do SLAM through LiDAR vision to RGB depth-based things, and it recognizes obstacles, it recognizes whether it's a good going, bad going, partial going, non-going kind of thing. Then comes, it's all autonomous. It's behaving autonomously. There's no more that you crawl and fall kind of thing. Bring it back kind of thing and slap. But it has to behave autonomously. There are a lot of autonomous systems nowadays. China has put a lot of autonomous underwater vehicles in our sea to observe us. There are a lot of autonomous vehicles all in the space. And now you have to work with swarm of drones. A human with a cognitive system has to work with robots. Puts a pressure on them. Cognitive pressure on them also. Okay. Detecting where is what, how changes are being done. Think of what it is. Just put to you. This is a satellite image. A Earth, place of Earth, seen from a satellite. What sensor? I do not know. If this is a thing, they are isolated. Is a road network. Isn't it? A linear thing must be a road network. Is it a metal road, unmetal road? Next comes, if it's a metal road, can I take a tank? Can I bike? Is another question. And road are always connected, isn't it? So if there is a road network, this is a road network. So in between, there must be somewhere a road. Intelligence, isn't it? If this is a road network and this is a river, there must be a bridge and the road has crossed. If there is a bridge, whether the bridge of which class, whether I can take a tank of this A or not is extremely important again. Next comes, if this is a water body, what kind of water it is? All AI can classify, making you stay here, and where it is, it can tell you. And you can surveillance. You cannot, the first line of defense is to surveillance. You surveillance the enemy territory constantly day and night. So some sensors which can look in day cannot afford to look in night. So you need to have a night vision sensor. So in one pass, it's a optical sensor. Next is radar sensor, isn't it? And you constantly surveillance. That is far away surveillance through here. Then if you have some suspicion, you have a nearby sensor, near field photograph, remote sensing. After that, you need to know what is the lat long of the enemy and the intention of the enemy. So near field photogrammetry. Then comes intention gauging. If you know all this information a prior, you can engage what kind of weapon and can annihilate the enemy. And therefore, you can win. Otherwise, you are in trouble. You can see this actual in Pokhran. This is a desert in our thing. A UAV is watching what it is moving. Something is moving, whether that is a tank or a wheeled vehicle or armored carrier vehicle or a BMP is in question. Only through good amount of this image is equal to this instantaneous field of view by an UAV. This satellite image is an instantaneous field of view of an UAV. You can see this road. Now, humanly, can it be possible? This point is equal to this point. This point is equal to this point. To put in a polynomial affine transform, impossible. Human, however expert it may be, putting a correspondence and putting a transformation and registering it as a map is extremely difficult. But AI can do it at ease. Therefore, the thing is, and this is a synthetic drawn. These are where our enemies are. So therefore, I will place my mines here. Therefore, I'll put my resources over here. And this is the vantage point where I can observe. So from satellite image, I can construct an orbit known as order of battle constantly, because I cannot go and always surveillance in Pakistan side, in enemy land. So we need to do that. Which unit come where and corroborate. This, what is this? Is actual a machine gun. A machine gun with a vision device. You must be seeing this thing now with a thing gimbal, and it can see. It can see in the year of Leh and Ladakh, barren minus 40 degrees centigrade human is impossible. It will just there. By chance, if something comes, there is a movement, it tracks, it finds this, and it just cannot fire. Say whether it's friend or foe. If it is foe, annihilate them. So that brain is injected here. It is sensing through many ways. Many weapons are there, and a tracked vehicle, because it's a normal vehicle, tracked vehicle, it can go to any terrain, it can go and do the job, which humanly it is impossible to do that. And this is not a human soldier, actual a robot. This is purely a robot, and it can just, even angular it can fire. Angular terrorist, it scans, locate, scans, lidar scan, locate, pinpoints, annihilate. If it has to shoot the heart, it will shoot the heart only. It has been programmed for that. And it is there. Therefore, it is a humanoid. It's not a human. So it is a system of system. Many systems are there. You can see everything is a sensor here with human locomotion. If it falls also, it'll get up and do. Okay, that is a separate. And there are a lot of use cases on which many research is going. One out of that is automatic target detection, recognition through change detection, object and pattern recognition, face, speech and activity recognition, and then surveillance through sensor and through multiple sensors and fuse them. Pretty interesting is for the military planning, it's being used for multi-sensor data fusion and threat modeling. Whether there is a threat or not, possible threat or not, now it's being modeled from multi-source fusion. There will be a definite imminent war, and there will be a war in near future, is for sure. Okay, so therefore they say be prepared. If you want to, always be prepared for if you want peace, be prepared for a war. Okay, fantastic. And of course, scalable object identification in image and videos. It is this, if somebody has done, we should not do. YOLO has been done, we are only using customization. We should do basic YOLO, basic shift. Then you can do a lot interesting things. Then high speed network traffic analysis, we are doing gigabytes of traffic and we are telling where बॉम्बे कहाँ से कौन ये कर रहा है, आजकल सारे पता हो जाता है, दर्द से पता हो जाता है कि this person talk to this through this means network traffic has gone from this switch of this place, therefore this house. Now it is not like we are thinking that we are doing encrypted, हम encrypt कर रहे हैं, हमको पूरा पूरा पता हो जाता है through network trafficking who spoke to whom and what. But they claim, yeah, good, it is 100% encrypted. Of course, COP. Therefore, artificial intelligence, which was narrowly being used earlier, is now artificial general intelligence, touching many works of life, and now artificial super intelligence will become. Therefore, if AI can become IA, intelligent augmentation, they are making a neurochip. It can capture your state of your brain with your expertise right now, and you can put later to energize that. If somebody dementia here, it can. Neurochip is being experimented by Elon Musk, so you can capture state of your current brain. You are young, energetic, and highly learned. You can capture all things in a chip right now, and can later on can put together back, and you will feel like again young and energetic. The same pulses going to different part of your brain. Therefore, even job can look like that. Please read the ad. That is the last ad. This ad can be like this. Humanly not possible. And now this can become, therefore there's a job. And truly human cannot do search 10 terabyte of data near here and tell, oh, this is what is happening. But possible. Okay. Therefore, AI is your transformation through augmented intelligence is possible, doable, useful, viable, and is very, very powerful. Sethelagi ame taku nahi nahi amku kichhi habani कहया कथा nahi, ame taku adopt kariyar अछि. Adopt करके आउरी इंटेलिजेंट हेकरी आउरी भलो भलो algorithm or system देबार अछि. At no point of time, machine can be so overwhelming that it will take away the traits of a human being. I don't believe in foreseeable future. I don't think. Therefore, your digital transformation is assured whether you are studying AI or not, because you are very good here. And thank you. for a listening. Sir. हाँ. पूरा सर पूरा मैथमेटिकल फॉर्मूला আছে. Threat modeling is based on model mane mathematics. So there is a war game. Okay, right now there is something in a COP. COP is in a common operating picture. Right in front of me is a common operating picture of teachers, students, listeners. The common operating picture in case of an armed deployment is different. How sensor view it, how from top you view it, what is enemy disposition, what weapon enemy has put and where, and how it is, and dynamically it is changing. So at any point of time, the common operating picture, commander must know. If he doesn't know, he cannot manage. If he is putting a machine gun in place of a long range weapon, he is bound to lose. Numerical strength has nothing. 16 ଲକ୍ଷ army ଅଛନ୍ତି, it can annihilate by 10,000 armed forces, because it has to understand, model not only your sensors, weapons, strength and skill of your own forces as well as your adversaries. So any point of time, that dynamic situation he should able to model and visualize. Then only he can direct his people to do whatever thing, isn't it? So air threat modeling, ground threat modeling, and comprehensive modeling. Earlier it was only army, only navy, only air force. Now it is a joint force which is constantly done, and it is highly mathematical in nature. If I engage with this strength, what the probability that I will win? In a war, there is no loser. In a game, there is a winner and there is a loser, isn't it? Somebody wins, somebody loses. We consolidate. In a war, there is no loser. In a one-to-one engagement of weapon, either you win, otherwise you remain to tell a story, otherwise you are gone. Okay, so there is no loser. It's annihilate. Therefore, you must be constantly watching your enemy and its perception and its thinking. Therefore, there is a war imminent next. Indian Armed Forces knows. Where they are moving and for what, we should know. What the situation, geopolitical situation in Pak, we should know. Do you think that time Munir went on his and told his commanding officer, please speak to them, band karo, band karo. You should not believe them. Just, he is right now consolidating again to attack. He is trying to take over, get its supremacy politically, and will attack. They want to bleed India 1,000 times. So it's well prepared, be prepared for any eventualities in future. At any time it can escalate to a war. It is open. So they are observing us. We have to constantly, we are in an advantageous position. But even a small threat can become a big threat, isn't it? Therefore, we should not be, we should in a position today, if 5 of our aircraft would have been, they would have killed, and 5 pilot to 2 pilot to मरिथान्ते कोटी पड़िथान्ते तांग घरे माने वीर यात्रा करथान्ते सब हिथान्ता भारत रे गोटे सोल्जर माले भी इंडिया रे होची ना. It is not like Pakistan, those who didn't their dead bodies, claim their dead bodies. Okay, so it is like that. It is constantly, and there is a Lynchester equation. There is something known as Lynchester's equation, set of differential equations which is being modeled for gaming. Lynchester's differential equations makes you and attrition. And there is because a war gaming is played in space and time with the different weapons, different actors, and different sensors, and different strategy, and land which part. Therefore, it gives weighted average to many factors, and it evolves in time. Because if you can kill one of their thing, your some weight increases, kind of thing. So that is being played over time to say that if this strategy I'll adopt, this win is sure, and this much of casualty will happen. In fact, next month there is you can note down a journal known as Pinnacle by ATRAC. ATRAC is in Simla. There is a command known as Army Training Command. Army Training Command comes out with a strategic journal known as Pinnacle. In Pinnacle, there will be a next month there will be a premiere of AI in defense, a paper written by Dr. Gopal Swami Adithan and Narayan Panigrahi. It will tell you a good account of a book which we are publishing next, known as AI in defense. In that, you can structure a war, you can simulate warfare as a board game, as a real threat, and you can simulate a war and can synthesize a common operating picture. Full mathematics, one chapter is there. And we write all mathematics. Sometimes army people also will not, so we take and write. Yeah, it is OR, dynamic programming, as well as AI. Mostly AI is about that. Operation research in some way has masqueraded in big data analytics and AI. So basic mathematics is there. So somebody says no programming, only machine learning. I don't believe in that. आजकल पिलाने कौन करछन ना डाउनलोड कर दोछन ये लोग सेटा को ट्रेन कर दोछन सेटा को प्रोजेक्ट करी देखे दोछन नो सम मोटर ट्रेन देखो जे हम देखु छु दोसोटा हम ना एनवायरनमेंट हम से बहुत आतंगे जल्दी कोन करिवे पूरा सेमेस्टर एंड को ऐसे साल में हम काम करछु तो से तो बॉन्ड भी कर पे so you tell them give me 100 by yes. So it's very difficult. So you tell them to ab initio maybe 10 by 10 matrix weighted neural network. You synthesize on yourself using C++. You can at the best use Python to verify, because Python is a scripting. Python, if you write a program in Python, more user than nebeni. It can be penetrated. Its vulnerability is so much users can't imagine. I can stop the computer even without any notice. आपण भावते बहुत बढ़िया रिजल्ट देला बोली से कंप्यूटर नहीं कोटी डिप्लॉय करे नेटवर्क रे मु से भितरे पसिकरी तार डेटाबेस कोन सब जाको सीपीयू की ही बंद कर दे पारी तार पावर बंद कर दे पारी इट इज प्रैक्टिकली डेमोन्स्ट्रेटेड दिस सेल फोन इज ए बम एबे हला ना पेचर सेल फोन इज ए बम पॉकेट रे फाटी जो गया आपण धरि के जो बुलचंती केते पिला ने छाडना छाती पाके धरि के बुलचंती फाटी जो এটা সত্য কথা নিহাতি সত্য কথা it can be activated, it will become so warm its battery and it will just burst. It can be programmatically done. So the Israelis are pretty good at, somewhere Pakistanis are also very good at, just they know through a network they can inject a thing, they'll know all your activities. Rahul Gandhi kotla moro ye yes, you can put a Pegasus and can know, and I've seen it practically in US. The operating system, the computer, the program used by US and what they give to us is different. I mean, chota military, then bada military. So, they know, they want to see all our movements. No, amar loko it voluntarily koi diyanti, kintu they know every activities of our thing. They monitor. How many people are in WhatsApp? They know when you started activating, to whom you are talking, who you are close to, who you are not close, who is your possible close ally or not, how they will exploit. They know. If a lieutenant general is possibly a good friend of somebody, they know how to influence he or she to you in their business decision, in their strategic decision. They can just manipulate you like kottaputuli. String re emti karthibe. Say next day the brigadier will talk in their language only. Really, they can. There is a psyop, psychological warfare. They can inject and can change, transform your brain. You'll speak for them. Psyop, information warfare, जोड़ा भी चलुचे भी खाली इनफॉरमेशन वारफेयर रियलिटी इज डिफरेंट आम तक 5टा एरोप्लेन करदेलु से अपोजिशन कले ना आम तो 5टा एरोप्लेन तो गली पड़ा तो ये तुम आम कौन 4टा 36टा राफेल आम गणी तापर जाकि 31टा ही अच्छी 5टा तो गला 5टा 1800 कोटी टका इंटू मल्टीप्लाई 5 एंड 5टा पायलट मरीगले आमको तुम प्रूफ देखाओ को जिन ना प्रूफ नहीं द मूवमेंट एयरक्राफ्ट टेक्स अप who is there, they know, we know, and everything is recorded in war library, kept secretly. Where it is bombed, how much damage he has to show. A BrahMos costs a lot. There is no point जाकि से पड़िया रे मार के पळे असला मार देली बोली. It takes माने पायलट आसी बाबा करी किसी भी कोई मत सौर चक्र दियो बोली ना. The moment he releases, it takes where and how much damage has been done. How many damage has been done. What kind of damage. पूरा क्लियर पिक्चर वीडियो रे धरिक आसथिबो तार गोटे पॉड थिबो आसले ताको डाउनलोड कर रखा थिबो किंतु समस्त मागियो जदी हमगु दी बोले हम वीडियो देखेबे कि से माने but that is being analyzed immediately after operation that is being analyzed they see what the strength because if you are not achieving the objective you are becoming an objective so everything is being monitored archived done things thank you oh ନାଇଁ 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 ଆଗରୁ ସୁରେ ଅଛି ରାସିଆନ ଆଗରୁ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସବୁରୁ ନହେଲେ ଆଉ କେମିତି ସବୁ ଜାଗା ଏବେ ଯୋଉ ଦେଖେଇ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ସିନ୍ଥେସାଇଜ ଏତେ କରିପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି there is a pod in every aircraft besides your weapons so where it has gone how it is released how much damage assessment post damage assessment everything is done ସବୁ ଯାକ you should know that kind of thing नहीं खाली ऑटोनोमस आजकल दे पार्छ मध्यम सर्वेलिंग रे पूरा एचयूएवी एंड एचयूएडब्ल्यूवी हाई एंड्योरेंस ऑटोनोमस एयर व्हीकल माने सेटा जायकरी गोटे एरोप्लेन टा गुड जगह रहकरी पूरा देखुथबो कांस्टेंटली एंड सेंडिंग इट पेलोड डाउन is being developed it is there netra there are 2-3 kind of variants are there it's a big aircraft and we easily can see okay it will surveillance so human life is not at stake another is high endurance underwater vehicle it comes into so China has lot of high under sort of in massacre pockets so they are observing us now we are making because that is a very dangerous area kind of thing and upper surveillance so easy with near field photogrammetry, near field remote sensing, they can know what we are doing, where we are doing, where are we going. Easy. Sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
And what a question, during Operation Sindoor, I was in Katrina.
Oh.
So they are using the small drones. Small drones. So रात्रि केवल आस्तिला हमको. Just को हर side रे में पड़ी थी.
कोडी बटनर कोड रोतल तमे बटनर कोड रोतल एयरपोर्ट पाखरे हम सेटा तो आर्मी एयरपोर्ट टा सेटा हां जी सेटा होची 2 कोर ना 10 कोर सॉरी 10 कोर बटनाइजिंग 10 कोर भलो पोर्टा मिले सेठी हां
डॉलर माहौल भी थिला सकते हां 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 सिंपल काहे के छोटो ड्रोन रा को यूज करछन to kill the people बड़ भी करि परथांते बम पकई परथांते थिबार छोटो से आस्तला पर घर पर छत पर पडुथला हां
माने they could penetrate us also okay see now omelette use of UAV for bombing was done long back so you just google one of my book known as Principles of Autonomous Design by Taylor and Francis and CRC Press US just coming UAV UGV underwater vehicle I told they it is not targeted bombing you give the vision where and what lat long and where it has to go because from satellite image you pick up the lat long feed it to the UAV and it has to go in this which cannot be detected by all radars because it has small signature it will come and crash and will make that much of damage but it may not have maximum payload capacity I could have shown in my cell phone the biggest drone of carrying almost 100 kg is being done in Whitefield one other drone Another drone, because every day you have to take food from Leh Ladakh airfield to the airfield in that मोर जो ये अच्छी बहुत ठंडा जगह कोटा Siachen. So now that has become autonomous because a lot of crashes used to happen. So it will go, drop the payload and come back. It will go in that way, in that way. Okay, it will return that way. That has been also made. So dropping a payload and all thing. And Bhatinda is the last year, Ganganagar is the first thing in Punjab. That is always near to border. 15 kilometer border. 15 kilometer is Indo-Pak border from there. 27 kilometer, Padampur, say area. That is always they are putting narcotics using drones. ଆଉ ପାକିସ୍ତାନ ପାଖରେ ସବୁ ଯାକ ଡ୍ରୋନ୍ କୋଉଠି ଆସିଥିଲା ଚାଇନା ମେକ୍ ନାଇଁ ଇଏ ଦେଇଥିଲା ତୁର୍କୀ ଦେଇଥିଲା ଆମେ ତୁର୍କୀ ଆପେଲ ଖାଇଥିଲୁ ତାଙ୍କେ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ଯେଟା ସେମାନେ ଏକ୍ସପେରିମେଣ୍ଟ କଲେ ପକେଇଲେ ସବୁ କହିଲେ they don't have any principles. We said we are only terrorists and terrorists they don't have anything. They will not माने एटा महाभारत युद्ध नाही जे कृष्ण कहले राति रे समस्त सोइबा दिन रे फाइट करिया शंख बजेले ही युद्ध हबो आ जा पर निरस्त्र थिबो ताकू मारिबनी एटा थिला युद्धर प्रिंसिपल इन महाभारत 8 okay here Pakistani has no you should not believe they can do everything I don't know about war. In love, it is certainly not possible. Love, everything is not possible. You may get ambushed also. Be careful. This is a phrase long back, and I think everything is not fair, both in love and war. So they say everything is fair. I told there is no loser in case of an in one-to-one because other is annihilated. So there is no medal or real. So only winner is the thing. Sports रे ही winner loser ही पारिबो. War रे सीधा other को खत्म करना है. If you don't do that, then you are in other side to tell. That is game. That is game. इसमें भी हम रखे. जो अभी they know now very recently they told 125 dead. More than that must have been dead. Okay, there are so many aircraft has been gone. We know what they have purchased. What are things? Thank you. Yeah. Trump is a don't underestimate Trump as Papu. Trump is very sharp, a highly successful businessman. No, he's extremely, you see at the 85, the coordinated way he speaks, that cognitively enablement of that gentleman, one should admire. So Trump is not any ordinary president. He's extraordinary. He knows how to deal not only politician, in business and everything he's quite good at. And he's being enabled by a team. He is silent Elon Musk also. It's not like that other kind of thing. Of course, we have our Prime Minister also equally intelligent, resourceful and all. So it needs very different strategic mind to talk like that. You see, when he speaks without any when he closes his eye, that is I-O, input, output, he closes, only output comes. His processor runs. You must have seen, I have seen Atal Bihari Vajpayee speaking. The moment he closes his eyes, the next word it will come is marvelous. The way he used to speak. आम ओडिया रे कहबा हिंदी रे कहबा समस्त को बुझेला परी कथाटी कहि पारिबे बहुत सुंदर पण ताके देखि जे नै जाय केते जण लोक भले करी उच्चारण भी कर पारिबेनी इट डिपेंड्स अपन योर न्यूरो लिंगुअल कैपेसिटी टाइमिंग एंड एवरीथिंग काइंड ऑफ थिंग धन्यवाद सर धन्यवाद आपण सुनले मते थैंक यू वेरी मच सर म गोटे दिथिले गोटे दे दियन सर ओ एटा अलग फंक्शन की सर मु घरटा गोटे ही हां
या परे हमें काम को ऑडिट पे गैदर करिवा तर समय पर टॉक बिजनेस
ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ
Sir,
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
sir. ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ, sir. କାନୁନ ସହ ମତେ ପଠେଇଦେବେ। Fantastic.
ଇଏ ଇମେଲ ଗ୍ରୁପ ରେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ପଠେଇଦବା କଥା ନା ଏଗୁଡାକ ଆସେ ନାହିଁ।